Hello crafties, welcome to another knitting tutorial. My name is Infiniti and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to knit the raindrop stitch. It is a super easy, super awesome stitch, and it consists of these long, almost lines of stocking that look or resemble raindrops. So it's super easy, and without further ado, we're going to jump right in. Before we do start though, I will mention I do hold and wrap my yarn differently than other knitters. I do get the same results, but if the way I knit confuses you slightly, feel free to find another video. I know Studio Knit has awesome tutorials as well, so check them out too. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright crafties, so to get started with this stitch, you're going to want to cast on in multiples of 2 and then add 2 for selvage. I cast on 12 for my swatch here, and I'm going to go ahead and get into row 1. Row 1 is going to consist of all knit stitches, so you're going to knit every single stitch along your needles. If you are unfamiliar with how to do the knit stitch or the purl stitch, I do have beginner tutorials back on my channel that can help you with that process. Alright, and that is the completion of row 1. We have knit every stitch along this row. Now for row 2. Row 2 consists of all purls. So I'm going to turn our work and we're going to purl all the way across row 2. Alright, and that is the end of row 2. We purled row 2. So now we're going to move on to row 3. We are going to work our selvage stitch. I like to knit mine. Okay. And then we're going to start our repeat of purl 1, knit 1 all the way across. on a purl one, and then we're going to work our selvage stitch. Alright, and that's row 3. Okay guys, on to row 4. So we're going to turn our work, and then what we want to do is work our selvage stitch. We're going to knit that. Alright, and now what we're going to do, we are going to basically do the opposite of what we did in row 3. So now basically we're going to do the opposite of what we did for row 3. So I'm going to knit one, and then come forward and purl one, all the way across. Alright, and now I'm going to knit my last stitch, and then I'm going to work my selvage stitch. And I have completed row 4. This is what it looks like on the back. This is what it starts to look like on the front. And if I zoom in here, you can see the formation of our little raindrops here on the front. It almost looks like like a 1x1 rib stitch almost, but it's slightly different. But okay, we're going to move on to row 5. For row 5, we are just going to knit all the way across. Get my life together. Okay, we are going to knit. So let me know down in the comments below, guys, what kinds of projects do you plan on making with this stitch? I think it's super fun and decorative, and I would probably use them up for like cuffs on sleeves or a hat. Let's zoom out. Alright, now we've completed row 5. We're going to move on to row 6. And row 6 consists of purls. So we're just going to be purling all the way along the row. I'll meet you guys back when we need to hit row 7. Alright guys, row 7. Row 7 is going to be really easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to knit our selvage stitch. And then we are going to we're going to leave our yarn to the back. My bad. It's early. We're going to knit one, purl one. And that's going to be the repeat of our row. So the raindrop stitch is basically like a little 1x1 rib stitch with a little break in the pattern, and it makes for this cool textured effect. It would be so gorgeous in a sweater, not gonna lie. I should probably knit a sweater with this stitch. I think that would be gorgeous. I do plan on knitting my outfit for this banquet thing this year. So maybe I'll use this stitch for that. instead of crocheting it. Oh Lord. We're just gonna again knit one, purl one all the way across the row. So you guys can tell me down in the comments below what you're gonna make with this stitch. I would be curious to know. One, and it helps to sit back and look at these stitches sometimes when you get into the groove of it, because like I don't know if you guys have this problem, but sometimes I look away very briefly from my stitches and I forget what part of my repetition I'm on. But okay, so now we're going to work our selvage stitch, and that is the end of row 7. So now what we want to do is turn our work and start on row 8. So row 8 is super easy. We're just going to basically do our selvage stitch, and then we're going to do the opposite of what we did for row 7. So we're going to be purling one and knitting one all the way across. Let's try to focus more. There we go. So I'm going to bring my yarn forward to purl. Purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. Bring it to the back. Gonna knit that one. And we're gonna purl the next one. And then we're gonna knit the next one. We're gonna purl the next one. Knit the next one, bring it forward, purl the next one. I'm gonna knit the next one, I'm gonna bring it forward, purl the last one, and then we're going to work our selvage stitch, just like that. And spread out our stitches, and we're going to turn this back over. So I'm going to zoom in so make it better. I think I need to stop using this light color on this stitch. You should start to realize as you go along that you start to have this pattern of, maybe if I adjust that, this little pattern of, like I said, it's basically 1 by 1 ribbing. Now the only difference here is that I started repeating rows 1, 2, 1 and 2, knit and purl, stockinette, just to kind of make a border around it. But this is essentially what it looks like. It's cool, it's stretchy, it's basically has the same kind of stretch and consistency of a 1 by 1 rib stitch. But again, it does have that break in the pattern, which makes it nice, and it kind of offsets the stockinette a little bit. So I hope today's tutorial was helpful to you all. If so, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below and letting me know how I did. Again, be nice, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on my awesome weekly content. I post knitting tutorials every Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. CST. Also, don't forget to check out my other social media. I am on basically everything but Snapchat. I've been getting a lot of my commentary and feedback from Reddit lately, and that's super exciting. So like, keep talking to me, guys. I love it. Also appreciate everybody that keeps commenting on my videos. It really brings me joy. So yeah, until next time, guys, happy making.